Will the Pirates plunder or be run over by the Brahmas? It's London against H.M. King next on Challenge.
Challenge Team bracket sponsors are Navy Army Community Credit Union,
HEB, Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi,
Citgo,
the John G. and Marie Stella Kennedy Memorial Foundation,
King Ranch Family Trust.
Additional funding is provided by Texas A&M University, Kingsville,
Del Mar College,
Corpus Christi Caller.com,
Valero.
and the Coastal Bend Community Foundation.
Support is also provided by these community-minded organizations.
Challenge. The 2017 academic competition continues here on KEDT. 24 South Texas high school teams face off in Challenge, but only one takes home the Challenge Cup, with schools from the top 4 teams receiving scholarships. Tonight, we reach the official halfway point in the tournament, and there's just one slot remaining among the Elite 12 teams moving on to round 2. We continue with teams competing in the King Ranch Family Trust bracket, where the London Pirates take on the H.M. King Brahmas. Let's meet the players for London High School.
Eric Torres, senior.
Arnold Hawk, sophomore.
Blake Reeves, sophomore.
Tripp Robinson, sophomore.
Coach for London is Amy Neveretti. Their alternate is Anthony Satanto. Team manager is Taylor Stubblefield. Please give it up for the London Pirates. Now meet the players for the H.M. King Brahmas.
Devin Hamblin, junior.
Joel Anise, senior.
Graciela Salazar, junior.
Lessa Paiset, senior.
Coach for H.M. King is Marissa Hamilton. Their alternates are Gabino Amaya and Taylor Ramirez Damron. Let's welcome the H.M. King Brahmas. We start with toss-up questions worth 10 points each, and remember teams, no conferring between players. Good luck, and here we go. In parliamentary procedure, the acceptance of the Secretary's record of the previous meeting is called the approval of what? London. Eric.
Minutes.
Yes. What region of Palestine borders Egypt for about 7 miles on its southwest extreme? London. Arnab.
The Gaza Strip.
You got it. There is practically no chance of an outbreak of cholera if water is treated with the proper amount of what greenish gaseous halogen? London. Eric.
Chlorine.
Yes. Name the copper aboard the Mayflower who married William Mullins' daughter. London. Eric.
Alexander Hamilton.
H.M. King. And I meant to say Cooper, not copper. John Alden. We'll try again. What 2 ingredients did American pioneers need to make hardtack? Both flour and water. Maryland shares the Delmarva Peninsula with what 2 other states? London. Arnab.
Virginia and Delaware.
That is correct. Time for a video question from data and government reporter at the Corpus Christi Caller-Times, Matt Woolbright.
What newspaper company was the first to publish content on the internet? The New York Times, the San Francisco Chronicle, the Dallas Morning News, or the Columbus Dispatch?
H.M. King. Devin.
Columbus Dispatch.
Yes. Historical records indicate that what people who sacrificed a human every day to help the sun rise sacrificed thousands at the H.M. King. Devin.
Mayan.
London, I can finish. Sacrificed thousands or not, Arnab?
The Aztecs.
That is correct. Name the line that is pulled to deploy a parachute or to release gas from a balloon. H.M. King. Devin.
Pull cord. Pull cord.
London. Eric.
The zip line.
It's called a rip cord. I'll name an age or period and you place it in its proper century. Age of anxiety. London. Eric.
21st.
H.M. King. Devin.
20th century.
That is correct. I will tell you what a famous person was doing in 1917 and you name him. He signed a record $1 million contract with Mutual Films to make a series of comedies. H.M. King. Joe.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, that's correct. Charlie Chaplin, yes. The lowest city with a population of more than 250,000 people is at 1.5 feet below sea level. In what U.S. state? H.M. King.
California.
Devin. London. Eric.
Louisiana.
That is correct. Paper and pencils for this next question. Without using negative exponents, give the result of simplifying x to the 0 power divided by x to the negative 3rd power. H.M. King. Devin.
X to the 3rd.
London. Call it x cubed. Up next, a video question from Assistant Professor of Biological and Health Sciences at Texas A&M University, Kingsville, Dr. Richard Laughlin.
Name the process during meiosis in which homologous chromosomes exchange genetic material. Cell division, parthenogenesis, crossing over, or metaphase.
London. Eric.
Metaphase.
H.M. King. Devin.
Parthenogenesis.
Crossing over. Zeke had a serious bacterial infection, but he developed a rash all over his body shortly after receiving an injection of what common antibiotic obtained from molds? London. Eric.
Penicillin.
Yes. Prior to the Civil War, for census purposes, a slave was counted as London. Eric.
3/5.
Yes. What is the nationality of most people living in Cork, Limerick, and Galway? London. Eric.
English.
H.M. King. Devin.
Irish. Irish.
Is correct. These are examples of what category of nonfiction? Unbroken, a World War II story of survival, resilience, and redemption. The King's Speech, how one man saved the British monarchy. London. Eric.
Historical nonfiction.
H.M. King, I can finish. Undaunted Courage, Meriwether Lewis, Thomas Jefferson, and the opening of the American West. They are all, a little late there, biographies. Here we go again. Complete this line from an Oscar Hammerstein lyric that illustrates chiasmus. Do I love you because you're beautiful, or are you beautiful because? London. Blake.
I love you.
Thank you once again. Complete this anagram for television ads. Enslave. London. Eric.
Sad.
H.M. King. You rearrange the letters in television ads and you get enslave idiots, ironically speaking. First degree abrasion involves superficial damage to what layer of the skin? London. Eric.
Epidermis.
Yes. Now, the Valero STEM video question of the week with Public Affairs Manager at Valero, Darcy Schrader.
The first manned moon landing was on what lunar sea?
H.M. King. Devin.
I didn't quite hear it.
London. Arnab.
The Sea of Tranquility.
That is correct. What zodiacal constellation is named for a creature from Greek mythology that is half man and half horse who is aiming? H.M. King. Devin.
Orion.
London, I can finish, who is aiming an arrow at Scorpio? Eric?
Centaur.
Sagittarius. What is a synonym for a Christmas carol? That would be a Noel. What does the root word mean in mutation, transmute, commutable, and mutant? London? Blake?
Change.
Yes. Blake, I'm going to come over there and slow you down personally. You got to wait for me to call your name. This title of nobility is from what British satire? Gobasto Momarin Evlami Gardilo Shefen Muli Uligu, most mighty emperor of Lilliput, delight and terror of the universe, whose dominions extend 5,000 blustrings. I went through all that. H.M. King, Devin?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
London? Arnab?
Gulliver's Travels.
That is correct. That buzzer means we've reached the end of round one of our game. I can't get those words out of my mouth. The current score is London 130, H.M. King 40. Now the bonus round. When a team correctly answers a toss-up question, that team will gain control and have an opportunity to answer 3 additional bonus questions worth 5 points each. You may confer on the bonus questions, but all answers must come from the team captain. So we begin with toss-up. What term for sharp, stubby twigs on woody plants also indicates the spiked wheels? H.M. King. Devin.
Thorns.
London, I can finish. The spiked wheels sometimes worn by cowboys to urge their mounts forward. Trip.
Spurs.
That is correct. Okay, London, your first bonus card of the night. Write down these choices. Australia, India, the U.S., Malaysia. Now, tell me what nation is the world's largest producer of cane sugar?
India.
India.
Yes. Natural rubber?
Australia.
Australia.
Malaysia. Wool?
Australia.
2 for 3. We are back to toss-up now, no conferring. The flag of the flag of the Soviet Union depicted what 2 tools? London, Arnab?
The hammer and the sickle.
Yes. Okay, London, your subject for this bonus card is chemistry. The vapor pressure of any given liquid depends only upon what one variable?
Pressure.
Temperature. Hydrolyzing a disaccharide molecule such as sucrose into 2 molecules of simple sugar uses up 1 entire molecule of what?
ATP.
Water. Of fluorine, phosphorus, hydrogen, and silver, which one has 3 isotopes?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
1 out of 3. Back to toss-up. This is from an account of the Soviet famine of 1932 to 1933 about what abhorrent practice? Survival is a moral as well as a physical struggle. I'm not yet one of them, but am not sure I shall not be by the time this letter reaches you. Almost all who have refused to eat corpses have died. London, Arnab.
Cannibalism.
Yes. London, your subject for this bonus card. Math. What fractional part of a day is 20 hours? Five sixths. What is the largest prime factor of 125?
5.
Yes. What number is represented by 1 0 in the binary system?
1.
4, 2.
2.
2 is correct. Yes, 2 out of 3. Here we go, back to toss-up. This time, a video question from certified insurance counselor and chartered property casualty underwriter, Alan Borden.
Which of the following is a characteristic of insurance? Avoidance of risk, certainty that specific losses will occur, payment of intentional losses, or pooling of losses?
London, Eric.
Avoidance of losses.
H.M. King. Devin.
Payment of intentional losses?
It's pooling of losses. What creatures provided the propulsion on a Nantucket sleigh ride? H.M. King. Devin.
Reindeer.
London. Eric.
Horses.
Would you believe whales? What property of liquids makes them behave as if their surfaces were covered with an elastic membrane? H.M. King. Devin.
Surface tension?
Yes. H.M. King, your bonus card subject is music. The term battery may collectively refer to what section of instruments in an orchestra?
Percussion?
Yes. In music, what is the opposite of legato?
Staccato.
Yes. How many flags are there on an eighth note?
1.
3 for 3. Well done. Here we go, back to toss-up. Hammurabi conquered neighboring city-states and made which city capital of a kingdom? London. Arnab.
Ur.
H.M. King. That was Babylon. Before being converted to electricity, how were most sewing machines operated? London. Tripp.
Wheels.
H.M. King. Devin.
Pedals?
You got it. London, this is H.M. King's card. Subject, finish the quotation. Newton said, if I have seen farther than others, it has been by standing on the shoulders of giants. Thoreau said, that government is best which what? Governs least. Shakespeare once said, the course of true love never did run
Smoothly.
You got it. 1 out of 3. Back to toss-up. What name is associated with an Irish beer, a book of world records? London. Eric.
Guinness.
Yes. London, your bonus card. Dinosaurs is your subject. How were dinosaurs born?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Yes. Did the earliest dinosaurs live during the Triassic, Jurassic, or Cretaceous period?
Triassic.
Yes. Dinosaurs died out suddenly at the end of which geological period?
Mesozoic.
The Cretaceous period. 2 out of 3. That sound means we're at the end of round 2. The current score is London 205, H.M. King 80. Round 3 is the 60-second lightning round. Each team selects a category and may confer for the answers. Teams may pass on any questions. Captains, you must answer for your teams. Currently, H.M. King, you are behind, so you may choose one of the 3 topics to answer yourselves, or you may choose the topic that London must answer. Here are your options. Classical music, odds and ends, massacres.
Music for us. Classical music for us.
Okay, sounds cut and dry. We will start that timer now. In what century did Frédéric Chopin live?
18th century.
19th century. The Finnish government awarded Jan Sibelius a pension. He thanked them with what tone poem?
Pass.
Finlandia. This Wagner title character leads dead heroes to Valhalla.
Pass.
The Valkyrie. In opera, do we hear Habanera or the Toreador song?
Toreador.
Carmen. The set for what 1878 operetta was a reproduction of the quarterdeck of Lord Nelson's flagship?
Pass.
The HMS Pinafore. What 4-letter Latin word for a work is used when arranging a composer's works in chronological order?
Pass.
We call it an opus. What is the relative minor key of C major?
A minor.
A minor.
Is correct. What's indicated on a musical score when TR is placed above a note?
Trill.
Yes. A Norwegian sea captain is a character in which 1843 opera? The Flying Dutchman. Judge says 2. All right. London, it is your turn. Your options are odds and ends, massacres, or second largest cities.
Are you sure?
No, let's do odds and
Odds and ends.
I do need an answer.
Odds and ends.
Odds and ends, it is. We'll start that timer now. What word can refer to a fluffy type of pie or a sheer fluffy silk fabric for blouses?
Silk.
Chiffon. By what process does the shuttle join with the space station?
Docking.
Yes. What car repair chain is named after a king of ancient Phrygia?
Midas.
Is correct. Kwanzaa begins on December 26th and runs through what date?
January 3rd.
January 1st. The Spanish called what Arizona region El Desierto Pintura?
Mojave Desert.
It's called the Painted Desert. The Pilgrims and Charles Darwin both started their voyages from what English port?
London.
Plymouth. What five-letter word means the establishment of a fact by evidence? Proof would have been correct. Judge says 2 as well. And at the end of the 60-second lightning round, our score is London 225, HM King 100. Now, we continue the game with toss-up questions. Remember, teams, individual answers only, no conferring from this point on. The development of what kind of vessels significantly reduced the flatboat trade on the Mississippi River? London. Eric.
Steamboat.
Yes. What kind of majority of electoral votes is required to elect a president? HM King. Joe.
270.
London. Eric.
Supermajority.
It's called an absolute majority. Paper and pencils for this next question. Find the harmonic mean of 1/4 and 1/6. The harmonic mean would be 1/5. Now a video question from meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Corpus Christi, Tyler Castillo.
Which of the following is not a local wind pattern observed somewhere in the world? Chinook, Santa Ana, sea breeze, Doppler.
London. Eric.
Doppler.
Yes. In the harbor of what South Carolina city is there a fort named for the Revolutionary War hero General Thomas Sumter? London. Trip.
Fort Sumter.
HM King. That would be Charleston. In a region of northern Great Britain, there is a persistent legend about what creature described as resembling a plesiosaur. London. Blake.
S monster.
Yes. What furry little quadrupeds that were released for sport hunting in Australia in 1859? London. Arnav.
Rabbits.
Is correct. Sulfuric acid rain in the Venusian atmosphere evaporates before it hits the ground due to the high heat there. This and water falling toward Earth without actually reaching the surface are both known as what kind of precipitation? London. Arnav.
Acid rain.
HM King. Known as virga. What term that originally referred to Australian miners was also adopted during World War I by soldiers from Australia and New Zealand? London. Eric.
Aussies.
HM King. The term digger. While diabetes and cancer are chronic illnesses, what corresponding adjective applies to disorders such as the common cold or hay fever? London. Eric.
Seasonal.
HM King. Graciela.
Terminal.
They're known as acute. In 1821, what became the first state located entirely west of the Mississippi River to be admitted to the Union? London. Eric.
Louisiana.
HM King. Missouri. What figure of speech is illustrated in these lines? It's hard to save $1 these days. I see your folks bought you a new set of wheels. All hands on deck. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Those are all examples of synecdoche. In one tradition of Arthurian legend, the round table seated 12 and resembled the table at the Last Supper. An empty place known as the Siege Perilous represented the seat of which of Jesus' disciples? London. Eric.
Judah.
is correct. Camille Saint-Saëns composed many works during the latter part of the 19th century. Among these works were the Danse Macabre and the Carnival of the blank. London, Eric?
The Dead.
H.M. King? Carnival of the Animals. That buzzer means that time has expired in our game. The final score is London 275, H.M. King 100. Congratulations to the London Pirates. They advance in the King Ranch Family Trust bracket to face the defending champion Ray Texans later this season. Join us next week when we move to round 2 in the tournament and determine the outright winner of the Navy Army Community Credit Union bracket as the Ingleside Mustangs take on the Port Aransas Marlins. For Challenge, I'm Eric Boyd. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night.
This has been a production of KEDT, your community-owned station.
Challenge Team bracket sponsors are Navy Army Community Credit Union,
HEB,
Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi,
Citgo,
The John G. and Marie Stella Kennedy Memorial Foundation,
King Ranch Family Trust.
Additional funding is provided by Texas A&M University, Kingsville,
Del Mar College,
Corpus Christi Caller-Times,
Valero.
and the Coastal Bend Community Foundation.
Support is also provided by these community-minded organizations.